Just a quick little garden update. We have this whole area covered to try and kill off the weeds and the grass underneath, and this will hopefully be ready soon to turn into a herb medicinal garden and flower bed. The containers that we've got there do have some pumpkins and some potatoes in them, so we'll just see how they go and keep this covered, and hopefully when we lift it we have a nice clean slate to work with. Welcome back to Urban Creative. We are outside and dealing with what I want to become the herb and medicinal garden bed. As you would have saw at the start of this, I did attempt to do this tarp cover limiting light method to kill off the lemon balm and the grass and that was in this area. And unfortunately, it really didn't work how I wanted it to. It really didn't work at all, to be honest. So I've decided to take another approach with some organic natural weed killer. So I have to get in here on this day, remove all the tarps, and whip a snip, weed whack this to the ground, and see how we go from there. I will just mention I haven't gotten rid of all the lemon balm on the property, just the lemon balm in this area because this area was completely overrun with it. I think it smells divine. I love making tea with it and just having it on hand to use however. But like I said, it is in abundance on this property, and there are plenty of other spaces where it is as a ground cover that I just feels more appropriate to have it there and growing and use this area for my herbs and some medicinal plants and some flowers as well. So I'm also making sure to move all my potted fruit and berry trees that I have along the side of the house because I don't want any of the product I'm going to use getting on any of the plants. It is a natural product. I will try and remember what the name of it is that I'm going to use, that I use and have been using. It works really well, as you'll see at the end of the video, but you don't want it getting on any of your other plants and that because it will damage them as well because it is quite strong. Even for a natural product, it's a very strong product and it will damage and potentially kill your other plants. So it's very much you need to do this before you start planting and doing all those fun things. I did make sure to have a quick look through and see if there's any long pieces of bark or we have some sort of piney, stringy leafed plants. So I wanted to make sure none of that was actually lying around in the grasses and the lemon balm here that would get caught in the whippersnipper. And away we go with getting all of this cut down as close to the ground as possible. I was pretty ruthless. I wasn't stressed about kicking up chunks of grass or the lemon balm because I do really want to get rid of all of that and cover all of this with herbs and all those lovely things. So I really did go for it with just getting this all cut down to the ground as much as possible before applying the product weed killer, I guess, that I chose to use in this area. To make it a bit easier too, I just went along the edges and pulled out all the long grass that was coming up between the bricks and the edge of the decking, just to make it a little bit easier to spray the weed killer around. I also did create a border. You can't see it in this clip, but there is a lovely yellow daisy that's in the corner at the left there, and I wanted to keep that because it is actually quite beautiful. So I made sure I hand weeded all around that, created a nice barrier with some of the extra bricks, and I made sure to stay clear from spraying any of the weed killer anywhere near that, so that that can continue to thrive and flourish and grow in that space that it's got there. So as you can also see now, everything is cut down, and the next step is applying this weed killer, which unfortunately I didn't take a video of myself doing. So we will jump from this to how it looked 3 days after. It's very specific about what you need to do. You need to have no rain coming, clear weather, preferably no wind when you're spraying, and it needs to be at least 3 days dry, 3 days after you've sprayed this to be effective. So this is the before and this is the after. As you can see, it worked really well. This is 3 days after, and everything is wilted, is down to the ground, and now I can just rake it all through and start again with new soil, plants, whatever I choose to do. I did also forget to mention, I did create a barrier around the sage plant that I transplanted and the thyme and these few little plants that are in the corner here because I wanted to keep them, but all the rest of it has been dealt with, and I'm really looking forward to getting in here and getting this up and going and being productive. Thanks for coming along with me on this journey. I will post an update once I've got it up and running and some things planted in there. Like and subscribe and let me know if you're liking this content and you'd like to see more. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.